They might not like seeing you walk out the door, but eventually they like knowing that mom and dad are going out on a date night, and that's comforting to them.
And one day they'll go, I want that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Okay, good stuff from Jay Paylight there. Probably ringing some bells with some parents out there thinking, some ideas there, write them down. And so we're here in the kitchen again with our kitchen couples, Mike and Diane, and Dan and Danielle. And, when you think about it, kids are a temporary assignment, right? You know, when our first was born, what'd you say?
So you hope.
You hope. Yeah. But
That's the way it's supposed to be.
yeah, they're supposed to leave when they're maybe 19, 20, 21, 38, whenever they leave the...
Whenever it is, they're gone.
But the doctor, when our first was born, handed me little baby Andrea, and then about
24 years later?
I handed her off to someone else.
Yeah.
And then, so it is a temporary assignment. You got to realize it. But a lot of couples, they come to the empty nest syndrome, and they look at each other and say, we really haven't invested. We haven't really built this relationship.
They're barely friends.
And there's nothing really left there. And a lot of times, unfortunately, that's when many divorce. So if we think and take some of Jay's ideas, invest in yourself despite the kids, he says.
To connect with each other in the midst of you both have busy households with children. So did some of this ring true for you?
Absolutely.
Oh, I like this
We've done a
guy.
bunch of those.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's been a new revelation just in the past year when our youngest went to kindergarten, so he's gone to school the whole day. We both work from home in various projects and whatever, and so we realized we could do a day date. We could go out to lunch together, and so we've done that. It's been good.
Yeah.
Okay, you could write the book, you guys.
We get creative with our ideas. Actually, last summer, my in-laws, shout out to Ray and Peggy, they took our boys for 2 nights, 3 days, and we did, just like he said, we just stayed at our own house and did nothing without the kids, relaxed, binge watched a show. We went on 2 date
Went
nights.
to the drive-in.
We went to
We
the
hadn't
drive-in
been able to
because
do
we could never
before.
do that
Yep.
with the boys, and it was so awesome. I think we should keep that tradition
Yes.
going, don't you?
It's a good habit to continue.
Yeah.
I think if you can do it for young couples, please, your aspiration is to have a consistent schedule, right? If you can have a consistent schedule where your kids go down, and that didn't happen in our house, right? But if you can have that, you can set that we have friends who have that consistent schedule, right? And it gives them that extra time. But if not, just come up with a few ideas. Just like we were offered just now. And as he looked, he gave you a few sort of options for connecting. But we can even sort of use our imagination a little bit more, about what that connection looks like, about sending letters through the mail, right? Written letters, right? So we have an opportunity to just kind of use your imagination. Try to swoon your significant other again. Try to edify them, to build them up, to please them. And it doesn't take money. It's those things we spend time with are really things that work really well.
And they mean a lot.
They
The
do.
little
And
things
Mark
mean
is
a lot.
great at that. I must say that he's great at always being romantic and thinking about the little things to do for me to make me feel special, and to get away, like he said, even if it's for a few hours or a day,
Press record
or
right now.
anything like that, anything like that. It's like it's so important to find that time for just you as a couple. And we tell a lot of young couples that now. It's no matter how busy your schedules are, always find time for just the two of you, because if the two of you aren't good, then the whole house is going to be a mess, right? But if you find that time for the two of you, then it helps with everything else.
And just on that note, couples who are in our stage where our kids are gone, we have adult children now, maybe you can call up a young couple that have young children and say, how about you guys plan a date for Friday night? We're coming over and we're going to take care of your kids for you.
Yeah.
Free of charge.
Yeah.
We're not going to charge you. This is just our
Sold.
gift to you. I was talking over here, not over here. No. But I think that's a great idea, especially for those of us who have grandkids that live a long ways away. We can get our fix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, our camera guy, a quirky one right over here in the corner, he was just saying after watching that segment, he said, you know what, my wife and I implemented some of those ideas, and it just resulted in more kids. And so
Greg, we got it. We got it. We told him we were going to put that in there. But you know, it's a great idea. It's a great idea. And resist the urge to, as women especially with younger children, to put your children ahead of your spouse, ahead of your marriage. Resist the urge to do that, and just remember all over again, you know what? My priorities really are God, my husband, and then my children.
And it's funny you say that, because remember when we first got counseled before we got married, and the pastor was asking, he said, so if you were on a boat, and
that's
you were
right.
on a boat, who would you save and who would you toss, right? And of course, I was like, oh, my kids, right? I'm saving my kids first, right? And Michael was like, I'm saving my wife first, right? So it's that way of thinking, right? It's how men think and how women think. So I found that pretty
Because if
interesting.
you save your husband first, together you can save your kids.
That's right.
So he didn't actually use the situation where somebody dies. He just
No,
said,
no, no, no one dies.
who goes
No one
first?
dies.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so who would be first for you? And so for me it was her, and for her it was the kids.
That's just
and
the mom's way of
you know what?
thinking.
And the kids see that. They see, okay, they're the most important in each other's lives, and whether or not they understand it, it's security for them.
Yeah.
They realize that,
by the way, if my
that's an
kids are
important
watching,
relationship.
I changed my answer.
Yeah, they might not like seeing you walk out the door, but eventually they like knowing that mom and dad are going out on a date night,
Yeah.
and that's comforting to them.
And one day they'll go, I want that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
great example.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
example.
So in the busynesses of it all, you just may not have time for it, right? But the greater reality is you don't have time not to.
Yeah.
It's too important. Yeah.
Good stuff, guys. Well, we had some good conversations in this program.
All right.
But we're not finished with the program yet, so come back.